I can't believe I put on lipstick and lashes for this. Hang on, I gotta put on my AirPods so I can flex on y'all real quick. Gotta let everyone in the world know that, my dumbass spends $200 on headphones. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today, I'm going to do something I've kind of been avoiding. I have seriously done everything I can to get away from this channel, right? Like, as I'm sure most people have, unless you kind of align with that kind of content. This content, safely said, is not for me, and I did not even have to watch a single video to know that this is not going to be for me. So it's fine. I don't want to completely knock the girl because, like, good for you for getting out there and sharing what you truly believe in. Like, that takes a lot of guts, especially with the way the internet is these days. Like, people are ruthless. So the fact that she's brave enough to really put herself out there and say some of the most ridiculous shit, like, good for her, you know? Like, that, I gotta give the girl props. But, what I seem to have a problem with is the fact that I cannot escape it, okay? Like, literally, I'm just getting on YouTube to watch, like, you know, what were the top 10 worst surgeries ever done on botched. Like, I'm getting on here for trash. I'm not getting on here to discuss my morals. That's not what I come to YouTube for. I take issue with that. I'm just constantly getting ads for her channel. Like, I don't know how much she's paying YouTube for her to be just constantly on my homepage. Every time I refresh, it's a different video. I've tried everything too. I have, like, disliked all the ads. I've tried to mute her. I've tried to block her. I've tried everything I can to, like, get rid of it. Just because I know, without even watching the video, and I know that's kind of shitty because we all know that with YouTube, sometimes people like to use clickbait titles and things that sound offensive so that people will click on the video and see that, like, it's not what the title insinuates, you know? Like, it's literal clickbait. That's the point of it. But I just had a feeling that her titles are not clickbait, and unfortunately, they are very true to the content of the video. Now, I know I said I haven't watched any of her videos, and on my own, I haven't. I did see one video. I think it was by Ready to Glare, and she reacted to one of the videos, and I got, like, most of the way through that, and I'm like, okay, that's enough. So I've had a pretty good day today. You know, it's like 10:30 at night at the time I'm filming this. I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow. I had a great day at work. So I'm ready for something to just piss me off. So I am here to complain and scream and yell and disagree with everything this girl has to say. So I picked out a couple videos here. I don't know how many I'm going to get through or how many I'm going to react to, but I thought we could sit here and just enjoy this moment together of being absolutely disgusted. Because again, I get the point of the titles and all that, but just looking at the titles, I can already tell there is nothing this girl is going to say that's going to make me change my mind. Like, off the bat, I'm like, tell me about it, sis. Like, tell me what you really think. Okay, so this first one, let me start my little screen recording here. This is the Classic Girl's Guide to Drinking. How to drink alcohol like a lady. First of all, don't assume my gender. Second of all, how does one drink alcohol as a lady? Because if I'm drinking, man, I'm going hard. Like, I better make sure I don't have shit to do for the next, like, 3 days. I'm trying to get sloppy. I'm trying to not remember anything. And I'm trying to keep this entire bottle of tequila to myself. So please, let me know how I should be drinking alcohol like a lady.
Before we get started, let's make ourselves a little drink. I'm probably gonna be yelled at by a lot of people because I don't know that this is a real drink, but I like it. So I'm gonna make it.
Ooh, so edgy. Taking a drink on the internet.
Just going to pour 2 ounces of gin into a shaker here. Now this is like a tiny little mini shaker because I'm only making one drink. I don't need one for many people. And I am going to shake that up.
Yes, queen, shake it.
I'm going to pop open the top here and pour it into my little coupe glass.
It's a cute glass.
And there you go. And just to top it off, I am going to put in a little bit of cranberry juice, just along the top here, to give it a little bit of color, and also because I love cranberry juice. Cheers, friends. Perfect. So drinking as a classic woman is a little bit of a tricky thing.
I hope whatever she made was strong, because that was not a lot. Like, that's one little sip. Come on, girl, give us something.
Because I think a lot of young people drink to get drunk, and that should never be the purpose of having a drink. You can have—
Whoa. Excuse me? Hang on. Alright. I'm gonna let you finish. Isn't the purpose of drinking to get drunk? Like, no, look, I'm not even trying to, like, knock anything she has to say. I'm just genuinely trying to understand that, like, what else would possibly be the purpose of drinking? Like, I get it as, like, a social kind of act. Like, you know, I'm going to go to the party, but I'm not going to get drunk. I'm just going to have a couple drinks and hang out, you know, get a little loose. Still, you're drinking to get some sort of level of drunk, right? Like, I mean, there's a few of us out there. I say us, I'm not included, but there's a few people out there that will drink, like, just to drink, just because they like the taste. Alcohol tastes like shit, like 99% of it. I'm not going to drink it just because that's fun. I'm going to drink it because I had a shitty day at work and I want to forget all my childhood trauma.
And get a little bit buzzed, but I don't think getting drunk is really a classic thing that a woman should do. Now, if you really want to get drunk alone with your husband, okay, do what you want. You guys are alone. You can trust each other. It's a safe situation. But getting drunk generally, not a proponent of, and getting drunk in public with a lot of people doesn't look very classic. And getting drunk in a public place is also dangerous for you because you don't know who's going to be there, who can take advantage of you, and how out of control you are. So
I mean, okay, that I'll agree with, but that's also why you always, like, stick with a buddy, you know, you pay attention, you keep an eye on your drink, keep it in your hands at all times, don't get to the bathroom by yourself, like, we all know this, so, I feel like there's really nothing to really explain there, like, I feel like that's just common knowledge at this point. So I'll give you that, but no, Abby, I'm not going to only get drunk with my husband. I'm going to get sloppy fucking drunk at whatever party I feel like, and then I'm going to come home and have premarital sex with my boyfriend. That's what I'm going to do.
Before I get into how to drink and how to be classic, I just want to start off by saying that basically, if you want to be classic, you have to drink in a classic way. Having a drink is not a bad thing, but being drunk around people and putting people in a position where they have to take—
I also don't understand what she means when she says classic. Like, obviously that's the theme here with her channel. Everything's about being a classic girl, but does that mean, like, 1940s housewife? Like, what? I don't understand.
Care of you, getting so drunk that you're vomiting, that is not a classic thing to do, and I do not recommend it. I also don't think—
Of course it's classic. People have been doing it for centuries.
You're gonna feel great the next morning, and it's hard to be a classic woman when you feel sick the next day. So
everybody knows you're gonna feel like ass the next day after you go drinking. That's why you take action and you just plan to not go to work. Go ahead and call off work the night before. That's what I do.
Drinking is first and foremost something you should do as a little bit of fun, but not getting overly—
Before I knew it, I was broke.
Okay, I already got an ad, so you know what? We're just gonna end that guy, cause I'm done. What's next? Oh, this seems fun. This one's just called Ladies Stop Hooking Up. How about let's talk about why you should stop dictating the lives and sexuality of others, And guys can hook up too. And so can non-binary people. She's being sexist. I don't appreciate it.
If you're a woman in 2020, you've heard you need to be empowered. You do you. The patriarchy is holding you back. Sleep with who you want, when you want.
There's no but.
Yes
Yes to all of the above.
a bunch of lies. Maybe you want to hook up with a guy because you care about him and you don't want to let him get away. Sleeping with him is the easiest way for him to take you and your feelings for granted. Holding out will tell you whether he's willing to wait and will tell him that you're worth waiting for. I've seen it.
Is this geared towards like 12-year-old girls?
It happened before. Maybe you want to have sex with a guy you really like and can see having a future with. Hooking up with him could mask all of the problems in your relationship that would lead to your eventual breakup and just prolong the inevitable. Sex will only muddy the waters and prevent you from making a clear-headed decision. Maybe you want to have sex with someone because you're
I'm such a dumb
lonely.
girl. I can't think when I'm having all this sex. It's like my brain doesn't work. It's just crazy, right?
And it will fill up the time until you meet the right person. Having sex with the wrong person is the easiest way to prolong your loneliness since you'll be too distracted to find Mr. Right.
Or it's the easiest way to
Maybe
figure out what you like, what you don't like, and that person is not the right person. Let's face it, you gotta test drive the car before you buy it.
Have sex because, hey, it's fun.
It is fun.
You know what's not fun? STDs, pregnancy scares, waking up next to someone you have no emotional connection with.
Condoms, birth control, not letting the motherfucker in your house. How about you hook up in his house and then leave when it's over? And then you don't have to worry about that, like, oh, I woke up with this person, I have no emotional connection. Well, no shit, you have no emotional connection. That's why it's just a hookup. It's not like you have to fucking elope before all this. Like, does this girl have any idea how the world works? No, I don't want to sign up for YouTube Premium on this shit.
And wasting your time. Now let's get the record straight. I'm not saying sex is bad. In fact, sex is wonderful. But sex with the wrong person is not. Sex by itself is nothing. It's regret when the act is done and sadness knowing
How
nothing
sad
else will
was
come
her
of it.
life up until this point? That's like all the ideas she has of sex. Like, how many like piece of shit fucking assholes has this girl subjected herself to the point where she just thinks like that's all that life is and that's everyone else's experience? Because I can tell you, I've hooked up with some shitty motherfuckers, but it's not like I spend my entire life dwelling on it and regretting it. I'm just like, hey, I was young, that was probably a bad decision, but you know what? Life goes on. There's nothing we can do. Like, I really don't see the point in sitting there and just beating yourself up over it. Like, that's really unhealthy. Girl, do you need some therapy? You got enough ads on this video, you should be able to pay for it.
Love, marriage, a family, a future, all fit in with sex and make sex so much more than a physical act. You know how you crave ice cream, but
sex isn't always about future and family. Sometimes it's just about sex.
If you ate ice cream all the time, your healthy lifestyle would go out the window. It's the same with sex. That healthy lifestyle you want disappears when you have sex with anyone and everyone, wherever and whenever. There's a reason that women who wait until marriage to have sex are happier on average than women who do not. A good guy will wait for you.
Hold on. You can't just throw that up there. Give me some kind of shitty fucking BuzzFeed looking ass article and then act like that's gospel. Like, I want to see the hard-hitting facts. Like, where's the evidence that women that wait until marriage are happier? Like, I want to see studies. I want, like, first-hand accounts. I need some more information. You can't just say it and expect everyone to believe that it's true, because I have a feeling that's not the case. And that's all very subjective. Like, who took part in this survey? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
No matter what, a bad guy won't. When you wait, you respect yourself and your body enough to share it with someone on a healthy...
You know how many times in my life that I've made myself wait till after I ate dinner to eat my ice cream, and you know what? It kind of tastes the same either way. Sometimes it's just ice cream. Okay, what's next? I can feel my brain deteriorating. Okay, this one's called What an Actual Woman Thinks About Taylor Swift's The Man. And I guess that's a song. Maybe I should look up the context, but why would I do that? Because again, that would be advanced planning for a video, which I don't do. I do what I want when I want to do it. And first of all, before we even start, I'd like to know what she means by an actual woman. Okay, don't That don't sit right with me. That don't sit right. Oh, of course I get an ad. Shut the fuck up.
Hello, beautiful ladies and gents, and welcome to today's video, where we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift's new video, The Man. So when I was younger, I was a huge fan of Taylor Swift. I loved her music and I loved her fashion sense. I used to try and go out and buy the same clothes she was wearing, copy.
And then I found out she was part of the Illuminati.
And I really liked her songs. I thought her songs were really fun and relatable. And even when she moved into pop, I didn't really blame her for that. Okay, she wants to change her sound. She wants to kind of change her demographic. That doesn't really bother me.
Okay, unrelated, but I feel like Taylor Swift as a pop star is just, like, so much better for her. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it just really suits her. I think it was a good move on that part. Like, you know, like, and plus, it's, obviously, I'm not a fan of country, so, I mean, I'm gonna like the pop music better anyways.
It wasn't my favorite.
I don't know, smart
I started
move, proud
not
of her,
liking her
love
music
choice.
as much.
Moving on.
But it didn't make me not like her. And then Taylor Swift decided that she was going to become an SJW. Now, for those of you who don't know what an SJW is, that's a social justice warrior. I did not like her as much after this happened. It really felt like she polarized her followers into liberals and conservatives. And if you are not a liberal, she didn't want you listening to her. Well, all I can say is...
Okay, that's like quite the, statement there, Abby. Okay, alright.
That I didn't really want to listen to her anymore, so I stopped. I watched her documentary on Miss Americana. I actually wrote a piece for Evie magazine about that, and I'll leave that in my description box below. And that just made me realize once again that she has really decided that she is a victim. Now, if you know me and if you know my blog, I am not a fan of victimhood. I think it's really important to stand on your own 2 feet, and I don't think that calling yourself a victim really helps anyone. But for someone like Taylor Swift, who has hundreds of millions of followers and hundreds of millions of dollars, it's an upsetting thing that she's decided to call herself a victim.
Oh, this person's rich and famous. Nothing bad could have happened to her ever in her entire life.
Kind of scary given the fact that she has so many followers who are willing to jump to her defense. If she says she's a victim, guess how many people are going to defend her and say, no, you can't say anything bad about her. Well, I had that exact thing happen to me. Now, I don't mind that the Swifties wanted to come after me after I put up this tweet, which said, I just watched Taylor Swift's The Man music video, and I'm so tired of women acting like victims. We have all the same rights, we have all the same opportunities. You know what acting like a victim gets you? The feeling you'll never succeed and unhappiness. Now, I wasn't even coming after Taylor Swift, really. I was saying I'm tired of women saying that we don't have rights in America. Now, clearly, Taylor Swift's video was about women in America, and so was my tweet. I wasn't trying to...
You know what, Abby? You know what this video comes off as to me? Is that Taylor Swift fans attacked you, and now you're playing the victim because you can't handle it. So, a little ironic, don't you think?
They're not really fighting for what you're fighting for, they're fighting for you. Now, again, I wasn't upset by what happened. I thought it was kind of funny, but I thought I would give you guys
You sound pretty upset about it. You sound very hurt, very bitter, and I'm clicking off because I just can't handle, like, the passive-aggressive tone anymore. Let's move on. Let's move on to this one I've, like, been dying to watch. So this one is the one that I saw in Ready to Glare's video, and it is the Why You Should Dress Modestly. And even though I've already seen a little sneak peek of it, I can't remember a single thing about it. So let's watch it again together, shall we? Because maybe you haven't seen it. In which case, I would recommend clicking off this video because you should not have to subject yourself to something like this. Okay, let's go.
Hello, beautiful ladies, and welcome to today's video, where we're going to be talking about modesty, why it's important, and why it doesn't mean looking like garbage.
That depends
Modesty.
on who you ask.
It's a concept that some women truly hate. It's also a concept that a lot of women embrace. First off, what is it? Modesty is dressing in a way that doesn't sexualize your body. I get the appeal of not wanting to dress modestly all the time. Even for those of us who do dress modestly, sometimes it's hard. It's fun to dress in a way that makes you desirable. It's fun to be noticed. But the question is, Who do you want to be desirable to? And do you want to be noticed for being beautiful?
Who do I want to be desirable to? Bitch, my motherfucking self.
Or being sexy? Modesty is about treating your body with respect.
You can't be beautiful and sexy at the same time? Like, where is she? Again, all of this is very subjective. Like, some people are going to be more attracted to girls that are dressing more modestly. Some people are going to be really into you showing skin. It just really depends. You know how many times a day I get hit on in my freaking Best Buy polo? It's ridiculous. I mean, don't fucking throw that modesty shit to me.
It's about recognizing reality. That men are visual creatures, not emotional ones. It's about leaving...
Men are visual creatures, not emotional ones. Men don't have emotions. Men think with their penis. Men aren't even people.
Things to the imagination. It's about dressing beautifully and attractively, but not garishly. It's about embracing femininity. And it's about dressing in public in a way that's appropriate for everyone, from children to grandparents to moms and dads. Modesty is a way for you to respect yourself and respect others. When you go to the park and you're surrounded by families with children, is it fair to dress in a way that's distracting? No. Instead, dress in a way that's appropriate for the occasion. When you meet a guy and immediately have a connection, you have one chance to make an impression. Do you want him to leave having your body at the forefront of his mind, or you as a person? If you are wearing something incredibly
I mean, okay, I get the idea of, like, if I'm going to, like, a playground for my niece's birthday party, of course I'm not going to dress like a cheap whore. I'm going to save that for, like, later on when I got other shit to do. So, I get that. Okay, there's a time and place, but I feel like that just goes with, like, being a decent person in general, not necessarily how you dress all the time. Like, there's nothing wrong with, like, being like, okay, I'm going on a date, I'm going to show a lot of cleavage, versus like, oh, I'm going to grandma's house. Like, you can pick and choose. I don't have to dress one specific way all of the time. And if I'm making a first impression, like, with a guy or, like, another girl or something, like, you just said that men are visual creatures. Yet you're going to talk about how, oh, you want to dress modestly because you don't want your body at the forefront of their mind. But isn't that how they operate? So with that kind of logic, isn't that what you want? Because men are not emotional creatures. With that logic, he's not going to give a shit who I am as a person. So, like, you can't have it both ways, Abby. You gotta pick a lane, girl.
Feeling, it will be difficult for him to focus on your personality. Instead, he might be focusing on your physical appeal. Of course, there are men who will...
Yes, because like you said, men are visual creatures, right? So isn't that what they're gonna look at? Is the physical? I just don't understand the blatant contradiction with this girl. Oh, I can't. I'm having a nice peach-flavored herbal tea, but I regret not downing something harder. But of course, if I was drinking alcohol, I would do it modestly, like a classic girl.
Look at you this way, no matter what. But more men will think of you as a sex object if you dress like one than if you dress like a lady. Does that mean you should look like garbage when you meet someone? Absolutely not. You should look attractive. But if you're dressing immodestly, you're not leaving anything to his imagination. And
you're still leaving plenty to the imagination. Unless I'm walking around with, like, my whole ass tits out. Unless I'm coming out, like, completely naked and, like, a see-through sparkle leotard. Like, there's still plenty to be imagined. You know what I mean? Like, so... I just...
not giving him an opportunity to get to know you. I'm guessing you don't want to attract...
And how painfully boring do you have to be as a person to, like, literally all they're thinking about is how you look? Because normally, from my experience in life thus far, in my whole almost 25 years of being alive, a guy would be like, oh, she's hot. I'm trying to get to know her. You know what? And then they realize how amazing I am as a person and how credible and stunning I am as a human being. And they're like, damn, this bitch is funny. Damn, this bitch is really smart. Damn, this bitch has a lot of baggage that I really don't want to deal with and I should probably head out. Yeah, they find that out because I look so fine. So, just the pure, like, she just genuinely has it in her head that, like, if you're, like, dressing a particular way, that's literally all there is to you. And she's assuming that whoever is seeing you, she's just assuming that they also believe that that's all there is to you. As if no one has ever in the history of the world dressed kind of sexy and then been found out to be also a cool person. Like, as if everyone has this one-track mind that you either see someone for who they are or how they look. And then that's it. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Attract the kind of man who is only looking to spend one night with you. But when you dress immodestly, men are wired to have one thing on the brain. When you go to a work meeting, do you want to have cleavage and legs showing? No. You want the people there to listen to you and engage with your ideas, not your sexuality. Dressing modestly is such a feminine thing to do because it accentuates.
Okay, maybe it doesn't have to be a feminine thing. You ever think about that, Abby?
Your figure instead of revealing it. And here's the thing. You can dress modestly and beautifully. There are so many examples of this. Look at Kate Middleton, Michelle Obama, and Ivanka Trump. Nobody looks...
Okay, that's the part that gets me because it's not like I was like, it's not like I'm flipping through Vogue like, oh my god, that dress that freaking Michelle Obama was wearing. Like, those are not my top 3 fashion icons. Who chose that? Were those really the first, like, 3 people in her brain that she's like, damn girl, I wonder if I can go to Urban Outfitters and find a dress like that. Like, what? Not that there's anything wrong with, like, any of those women. And, you know, they do have... They've worn very nice, stunning things. I'll give you that. But as if, like, you're getting ready to go to Red Lobster and you're like, oh my god, let me, like, pull out this dupe of Kate Middleton's dress. Like, what is that?
At them and thinks, wow, they're frumpy. But in today's day and age, where everything goes, it's hard to know what's modest and what's not. Women like J-Lo and Shakira dancing in sparkly leotards and being praised for their bodies doesn't really help either. Because at 50 years old, do you want to be trying to be praised for your body or praised for your family? For your body.
Okay, first of all, I'm not having children. Second of all, those women worked hard for their bodies and they look amazing at the age that they are. Not that 50 is that old, but still, like, they look freaking younger than me. They are known icons and known, like, for being very openly sexual with the way they dress and dance, and, like, that's their thing. Like, they are this empowering, like, goddesses. That's what they are, and that's not a bad thing.
Or for your wisdom. Treating your sexiness like it's your best feature is a losing battle because time always wins. And now you're
not when you're J-Lo or Shakira. You got enough money to keep that going on.
Competing with other women too. So what's the difference between beauty and sexiness? Beauty is both inside and out. It's about how your soul shines through your eyes and through your smile. It's about how your external features complement your personality. Sexiness is just about your body. Modesty reminds us what's important.
No, because plenty of people can be modest and sexy. So again, that's all very subjective. I feel like you're going to have to take a shot every time I say subjective, but this is all very subjective. I mean, plenty would argue that Michelle Obama and Kate Middleton are very sexy with their modesty because there's something about them that really radiates, and there's something that is very attractive and sexy about a confident woman in that aspect. So you would think that this girl just comes off as, like, very bitter. Like, I'm mad that I slept with a guy 4 years ago and he never called me back, and, you know, he went and hooked up with my college roommate, and now I want all women to suffer for it. That's the vibes I'm getting.
Of course, it's amazing to keep in shape. It's amazing to work out and stay fit. But But I hope that when I'm 50, people are talking about my accomplishments as a mother, as a wife, and as a woman with values, not my muscle tone. So,
what do values have to do with appearance? I'm not understanding the correlation. I feel like your values don't really have a lot to do with how you portray yourself on the outside. Your values are a lot to do with what's going on in here that nobody really knows unless they get to know you. And if I'm out here dressing like, you know, world-class slut and someone doesn't want to take the time to get to know me, then maybe that's just a person I don't want to deal with. What I'm not going to do is go out into the world and assume that everybody in the human race only cares about me for my body when I'm dressing a certain way, because that's just not true. Believe it or not, Abby, there are a lot of people out there that can look past that and can just realize, like, oh, she likes to dress this way, and that's okay, and that has nothing to do with me.
what does modesty really mean? It
Yes,
means
please,
not
tell
wearing
us what it
something that
means.
shows off every curve and crevice of your body when it might be better off left in the bedroom. It means not wearing something that could easily be mistaken for lingerie. It means not wearing...
Please tell me I have a picture to insert of myself literally wearing lingerie as clothes. There it is.
wearing something you'd be embarrassed to see your family in. I get the pull toward wanting to dress immodestly, and I'm not criticizing anyone for it. I'm just offering you an alternative. So ladies, let's be classic. And let's dress like the ladies we are. I'm hoping to do...
Stop saying ladies. Stop making everything about gender and sex. I'm getting real sick and tired of it. It is 2020. You disgust me. Go away. I'm done. It's like a car accident. I can't look away. Like, I want to be done, but like, I want to see what else is out here. Let's see what the rest of her channel's like. Please tell me there's some video that exists of this girl on the internet of her just being fucking sloppy drunk at some college party, blowing like 3 dudes. I would love that for her. Like, genuinely, I'm not trying to hate or anything. I just feel like she just seriously needs laid. Like, she needs to get raw dogged one good time and like, she'd be fine. Her whole attitude would be gone. Well, she has grooming guides. Yes, girl. Tell me how to shave my cooch. Like a classic girl. How to avoid peer pressure about being conservative. Oh my god. Okay, we have to watch this before I leave. Let's... Oh, the fucking ads. I'm gonna hit my Juul. Where's my Juul? I deserve nicotine. Yeah. I hate when I get peer pressured about being conservative.
talking to your friends and listening to them and hearing arguments
Ironic,
from the other
because
side and
she's
not
kind
allowing
of,
yourself
I mean, I know she
to
means it the
actually
opposite
listen.
way, but she's
This
kind
is
of like
about
peer
being
pressuring us
pressured
into
about your
being
views
conservative.
because people call you a bad person for having them. I think it's a wonderful and very important thing to have conversations with people across the aisle so that we can learn about other people's positions and all of that. So I do...
Okay, so that I do agree with. Like, if you truly believe something, you should have open discussions with people and let them know, you know, why you believe what you believe and why you see things the way you do. And then, you know, they can come at you with how they see things. And then that's how we grow and learn and evolve as human beings. So that I'm not knocking. That's true. But I feel like something's going to piss me off, so let's keep watching.
I do think it's important to engage with people on the other side, but if people are just going to demonize you or villainize you, I don't think that that's fair, and that would be considered, in my book, peer pressure. So I have a...
Or maybe pay attention to what they're saying and why you feel like they are villainizing you and demonizing you. Like, what is it that you are saying and putting out there that makes people think you're a shitty fucking person? Like, maybe you're hearing but you're not listening, you know?
whole list of ways that you can protect yourself from being peer pressured by people who have different views than you do and who are making you feel bad about your conservative views. So let's get into it. The first thing to do is to arm yourself with the arguments. Every view you hold and have should have a basis and a foundation for why you believe it. You shouldn't have your views just because somebody told you to. You should go and study up on why you should believe that. Now, of course, your parents and the people that you trust have those views for a reason. So it's good to listen to them and hear why they think those things. But
okay, I'm not listening to shit of what my parents have to say. I'm gonna think for myself because I'm a grown-ass adult. It's good to get input and understanding as to why people think the things that they do or feel the way that they feel. But I'm not just gonna, take that and run with it. I'm gonna ask questions. And I also don't really like the way she said that first thing. Like, I get it, have a foundation for your argument, but she's kind of making it seem like, hey, I believe that apples should be blue, so go and do a bunch of research on why apples should be blue, and then take that and just start throwing that shit out there, even if it doesn't make any sense. That's kind of how it comes off to me. Like, don't think about your core values and how you feel about a certain situation. Just do whatever blind research and just compile all this shit together to make it sound like you have an argument. Does that make any sense? Probably not. But that's kind of how it's coming off to me.
it's also really important to have those arguments and understand them for yourself. You shouldn't just willy-nilly agree to whatever anyone says who is someone that you treat as a role model. You really should take the time and take your time to learn and understand those arguments before going out into the real world and being faced with different ones. Because the thing is,
I mean, that's kind of true, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta say some dumb, ignorant shit in order to be corrected and have somebody call you out on your dumb, ignorant shit. You know, you live and learn.
News and facts will always be skewed one way or the other, and so it's always important to understand both sides. So when somebody starts saying that you're a bad person for having conservative beliefs and starts just spewing media facts at you, which have been skewed in a certain direction and are made for a certain position, you actually have an understanding of those statistics and understand how they've been skewed, because usually statistics can be used to prove a point. So you...
Oh, skewed statistics? Kind of like the ones you threw at us earlier about how women that wait until marriage are happier? Kind of like that. I also don't like the way she talks to me. Like, I feel like I'm, like, being talked to like I'm a small child that, like, doesn't understand how the world works, and she has to, like, talk to me in this sort of tone and really get me to understand what she's trying to say to me, because I'm just a dumb girl, and I've had, like, too much dumb, drunk, sloppy sex to understand what she's talking about. This is just, like, going way over my stupid, slutty, pretty little head.
Will have your statistics to combat those of people who are demonizing you, villainizing you for having conservative views. Having the facts, having an understanding of why you believe what you believe is always going to be the first line of...
And who hurt her? Like, who hurt her so bad that she constantly feels like she's being demonized and villainized for having conservative views? Because, like, nobody is doing that. Like, you're really... That is just... You feel like you're being attacked. For what reason? This girl needs to lay off the internet a little bit.
Defense when someone is trying to peer pressure you into a different point of view. If you understand
peer pressure you into a different point of view, or they're just trying to have a mature adult conversation and letting you know why they feel like the way you feel is skewed or insensitive or wrong, and you're just automatically writing it off as, oh, you think I'm a villain because I feel this way. No, we're trying to educate you and get you to see the other side. Like you said previously, you try to understand all sides, but it sounds to me like somebody tries to give you their input and you're just like playing the victim, which in an earlier video you said you hate when women do. Everything here is so contradictory. Like, it is making my brain hurt. Or you can just throw out random statistics that don't exist like you did earlier. Sorry I keep bringing that up, but she keeps bringing it up first. I also don't get why she keeps saying, like, peer pressure, peer pressure. They keep peer pressuring me into their point of view. That's... Nobody is peer pressuring you. People are just trying to tell you their side and tell you things. I feel like she just does nothing but gets in, like, petty arguments on Twitter all day. Like, I feel like that's entire... Does she have a Twitter? Please, God, tell me she has a Twitter. I will follow her right now. Oh, thank God she has a Twitter. Thank God. Okay, is it just the same as her... Okay, it's the same as her YouTube handle. We gotta look this shit up. I love how her bio is like 70K on YouTube. Have to let everybody know I'm famous. Oh my God, let's go into her tweets and replies. Please tell me. There's gotta be some gold in here, I swear. Oh my God, she did a modest swimsuit haul. I'm gonna have to watch that later. Okay, I'm not seeing any arguments, so this is really boring. Should I follow her? Okay, well that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed all the contradiction and the passive-aggressive tones and being talked to like I'm just like a dumb child and a dumb whore and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So that was excellent. So I'm glad we got to share this experience together. I feel like I'm on my way to becoming a classic woman already. You know what they say, I gotta have those vintage values to go with the vintage style, you know? I want to give this girl the benefit of the doubt. Again, I applaud her for getting out there and sticking with what she believes in, but just the whole thing, just... Someone hurt this girl deeply. Like, she got attacked by Taylor Swift fans on Twitter, and... You know, she had a bad hookup with some guy in college, and she got way too drunk at a party, and everyone made fun of her the next day. And, you know, I hope she's recovering, and I hope she's using some of that AdSense to get some therapy. If you need to talk, girl, I'm here. Feel free to reach out, and we can have a mature conversation about how I'm peer pressuring you into believing that women can make their own choices, and all women are real women, regardless of their biology. Okay? So, I'm gonna head out and drink my tea and try to enjoy the rest of this evening, because I've already wasted an hour wanting to die. So, thank you guys so much for being here. Also, almost forgot, but I didn't. I just want to give a quick shout out to Travis. He's a guy I work with. He's got nothing to plug. He just said, hey, you should give me a shout out in your next video. And I'm like, alright, I can do that. So, shout out Travis. What's up, buddy? Hope you sold a lot of TVs today. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Have fun. Be safe. Look both ways before you cross the street. And I will see you next Monday. Bye!